Hey guys, 828 Find Adventure. Let's talk about tire rub. Most of you ask questions on social media or wherever, like, will this size tire rub? Or if I go up to 35s, will it rub? The answer is yes on the 35s. So I've had a lot of tires on this. Two sets I've had for lengthy period of times. The Yokohamas. So let's talk about the tire size. The tire size I run is a 270 75. Wait, the tire size I run is a 275 7018. I'm running the Falcon Wild Peak AT4s. Really rugged tread pattern for an all terrain, but it looks good and it does everything I need it to do. Haven't tested it in snow yet, so we'll have to do that if we get any. It's been a while. Before that, I ran the Yokohama Geolander Geo 15s, and they did great. I put those through everything I could except for deep mud. They're not a mud tire, and I didn't want to sink my truck up to the axles because it's real heavy. Uh, the Falcon Wild Peaks, same size tire, same, but not the same. I run an 18-inch Method Racing wheel. It's an 18 by 9-inch width with a plus 18 offset. So the original wheel was like a plus 53. So think of this as positive 53 is going to move the wheel inwards towards the shock and the chassis and the leaf springs and everything like that. When you go down to like a plus 18, it moves the wheel out towards the outer edge of your vehicle. Now the plus 18 put my wheel and tire 3/4 of an inch past the fender. That's why I have these flares. These flares extend 3/4 of an inch. I get no overspray or anything when I'm driving in the rain or mud or whatever. So, did you get that? So, the original wheels that come on the Tundras of this generation are upwards of the positive 53. And I went down, but out to a plus 18. So, that moved the wheel out just a little past the fender. I got one of those towhee birds every morning, craps all over the cars, and makes a ruckus every time I'm outside. Hear that? And he won't leave. He just hangs out. He's sitting in the gutter. I've tried to light firecrackers or whatever. It doesn't work. Whatever. I put rubber snakes out. He doesn't care. He's just going to sit here and chirp all day. Okay. So, that's my wheel and tire combination with a plus 18 offset. So it's an 18-inch wheel, 9 inches wide, plus 18. Okay. Those align up great. They can get them straight. Good alignment shop, good alignment rack. They can do a good job. They line up no problem. Even with the 275 7018 tire. Now, will you get any rub? I'm getting to that. The lift I have is the Bilstein 5100s. I have them set on the front to the top perch. I have airbags in the rear, so I don't need to worry about that. On the front shocks, the Bilstein 5100s, I have them set to the top perch. Gives me the most lift out of these shocks. I don't have a spacer lift. You don't need it. I get 2.5 inches of lift. Did that get rid of my rub? So here you go. With the Geolander tire, the Yokohama Geolander, in the 275 7018, I got no rub. None at all. Now, the tread pattern is an all-terrain pattern. And it's lugged nicely in the big tire like these E-load range tires. They still look rugged. But when I went up to the Falcon Wild Peak AT4s, I get a little bit of rub. Now I only get that rub in reverse at full lock. So I only back into parking spaces. So, because you got to be ready. It's called combat parking. So it only rubs at full lock in reverse when I'm backing into a parking space. That's the only time I make it happen. That it can happen, that I hear it happen. So, and where it rubs is on the front of the wheel tub on the passenger side. Now, I removed the front little shorty mud flaps that are on the front of the fender wells on both sides. Those are already gone. When it comes to the back of the wheel tub, I get no rub. But when the vehicle, before I had the Bilsteins on and it was low, and I had these tires and wheels, I would get a little rub on the mud flap also. So I took a heat gun and I heated that up, and I pushed that plastic in, and it does. Never had a problem since. And I've got a lot of room there still, like a half an inch or something like that. But on the front of the wheel tub, that's where I get my rub. And it's just barely. I'm talking, if it was another eighth of an inch, I'd get no rub. So I just wanted to touch base with you on that. A lot of people are interested in this rub. So, do my tires rub, do this. Now the 275 70 18s run in at just shy of 34 inches. They're like 33.7, something like that, I think, on Discount Tire when you look at the specs. But I like the tires too much to care. These AT4s, they're quiet, smooth ride, and they look really good for an all-terrain tire. So I'm sticking with those, even though they rub just a little bit. Now, why tires rub and one tire didn't and they're the same size? Well, it's probably the design of the tread on that tire. So take that into account that, if you switch tires, the design might be a little more off-roady, and per manufacturer, the dimensions might be off just a tad. But anything larger than what I have on here would rub substantially. I'd have to move my bumper out and possibly get a body mount chop. Now, I know 35s would look awesome on this truck. It would also make it very slow, and my gas mileage would be even worse than it is. But these, it just, I'm not going smaller tires. No way. And I'd love to go larger, but I would have to do a body mount chop, and that's very evasive. And I don't want to cut and weld on my truck. I'm not going to do it myself, but, we'll see. If I end up keeping this truck for life, maybe I'll do it and go with some 35s. I don't drive that fast anyways. So, we'll see what happens. They do look good. But that's what I have for you today. I know just a lot of people ask about rub, so that's why I wanted to do this little video and tell you my experience. Please ask questions in the comment section. I'll try to help however I can. Ask me what I did to my truck. I do run all 4 mud flaps. That just keeps debris down, and, I don't want to throw stuff onto the vehicle behind me and break their windshield, or, throw nails at them or whatever. So, that's it. If you would, please comment. Please hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't, so you see more videos. I've got about several hundred videos on this Tundra. And that's it. So I will see you later. Stay tuned. See ya.